Hello, Soupman here, and welcome back to the Hermemecraft server. This is episode 14, and last episode we made our first industrial manual farm, which is the cow farm that you can see right behind me. And today we are gonna continue this block and hopefully even finish it by making the second farm, which will be the second building over here. Now I already have a very big idea on what I want to make, which will be the sheep farm, which will make the most sense. So there will be like cows and sheep on all in the same block. And this time I've had a bit of a inspiration idea, sort of, where I'm not gonna make it a manual farm like the cows behind me, but I'm gonna automate it. I'm gonna automate the sheep farm, where there will be an automatic storage system, automatic shearing of the sheep, and whatnot. And it's going to be amazing and painful because I'm gonna need a lot of hoppers for this. But first we're gonna start off with the more fun bit, at least for me, which would be to actually make the building, because currently it's a big load of space. Also, in the meantime, I have created a monstrosity with a bunch of sheep, but that's not important right now. Right now what I need to do is make this building right over here. I already have an idea of what I want to make. I already got a bunch of resources for this build, but I already know the color scheme that I want to make, but I don't know the design of it yet. So that's what I'm gonna try to do right now, which always proves to be a bit difficult. The initial plan, the initial design is always a bit difficult. So I'll see you guys when I figure out something on what to make with this build. And there we have it. This is the plan for the sheep farm. This took a long time to make, mainly because I got distracted. Because apparently, spoopy season came around by our dear feathered friend, and they were all scattered throughout the city maniacally. I don't have a recording of it, but I took them all down and I made them actually pretty. So it's spoopy season now, boys. Spoopy season. Anyways, so we've got here ourselves some fancy plan of the building. I'm gonna end up falling. I have all the colorful colors to make this base. So basically how it's gonna be, it's like how you see this, half of it is brown, half of it is red. Then on the second floor would be like orange, yellow, lime green, green, cyan, light blue. But that's about it. So without further ado, we are gonna go on super fast time-lapse mode, and we're gonna build an epic second apartment building for this block. So let's go! the building is... Stop it, sheep. I'm trying to record. Around half of the building is done. It's looking very weird, but I also weirdly like it. It looks very abstract to a certain extent. And I don't know what to think about it. It looks good, but it looks weird at the same time. And I don't know if I like it or not. I feel like I'm gonna have to trust the process on this one. But we'll see how it goes. So far there's like 6 of the colors. Now we just need to do the other 6 in here. Alright, let's continue. Now this is certainly a very, very interesting building. It turned out really well. I am extremely proud of the result. It ended up being more complicated than I expected it to be, but it's worth it. It looks really good. I'm really proud of it. The shell is complete. All there's left to do is the glass and some actual proper lighting, but that also needs to be done in the cow farm. So what we're actually gonna do next is to do the actual sheep farm. Now, as I've stated at the beginning of the episode, I'm gonna try to automate this. Now the farm is gonna be in this space right here. As you can see, I didn't add a floor in because I don't know how large it will be exactly, but I have done some research on how to make a automatic storage system and an automatic sheep farm, and I'm gonna need a lot of iron, like a lot of iron. But anyways, we are gonna craft ourselves a bunch of hoppers, a bunch of chests, and a bunch of dispensers and observers so that we can actually start working on the sheep farm. Now the question is, how do I make dispensers? I have no idea how to make dispensers. I never made one. Dispenser. Okay, so I need cobble, a bow, and dust. So I'm gonna need a dispenser for every sheep there is. So there are 16 colors, so if there would be 4, I have to make a stack of dispensers. Damn. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna need more than 2 stacks of cobble. Oh, this is annoying. Now I understand Mumbo when he says that dispensers are a pain to craft. 60, 61, 62, 63, 64 dispensers. There we go. Now for every dispenser, we're gonna need an observer. And I also have no idea how to make an observer. Now you'd be asking, Soup, then how do you have 6 observers? Well, that was from a previous toasting that happened in our base. I'm sure you'll remember which one I'm talking about. Observer. Yep, okay, so a bunch of cobble, 2 redstone and 1 quartz. There we go. A stack of observers and a stack of dispensers. Now I do have a bunch of iron, and by bunch I do actually mean a lot. I've got two stacks of iron blocks, which is more than enough. Now this is where I'm gonna need a bunch of wood to make the hoppers. Well, I don't need a stack of hoppers, hold on, because I was gonna make a big mistake over there. I'm gonna need a shulker box to put all the stuff in, because this is getting insane. Oh, and one more thing we're gonna need, and this is the painful part as well. We're gonna need a lot of shulker boxes, because we're gonna need 3 stacks of shears. I need 6 stacks of iron. That's much more than I thought. Okay, 6 stacks of iron to make 3 stacks of shears. Now I know there's going to be 1 stack of sheep, but I'm gonna make 3 shears for each sheep, so that they don't run out immediately and that can keep on running. 7 shulker box and a bit of shears. That is insanity. Oh yeah, by the way, as you've already noticed, I have a netherite chestplate and another netherite pickaxe, because at one point, like a while ago, I went netherite mining again off camera because I was bored. And I didn't feel like working on a video. So to procrastinate, I went netherite mining and got a couple other netherite ingots. Okay, so now that we have, at least I assume that we have all the items I need, I can start working on the storage system and the sheep farm. So the chest needs to be a total of 7 blocks outwards to have the sheep back in. Now, of course, I sort of planned this already. I made a prototype in a single player world so that I would reduce the amount of mistakes and confusion and rage in the actual survival thing. Okay, so we're gonna start with the redstone module for the storage system. So on the 4th block, we put 1 block here, and we have to do this for 16 times. And there's 4 blocks over there. Perfect. Now, how storage systems work is quite interesting. I'll actually teach you guys how a hopper filter storage system works. So 1 block is gonna be the module. We're gonna place a block here and the redstone torch down here. We're gonna place another block here, another block here, and another block down here. We'll place 1 repeater facing into the redstone torch so that it can power it off, and a comparator facing the other way around so that it can take a feed from the hopper. And we'll place 2 redstone right there. Now, to make the hoppers, we're going to place a double chest right there, a hopper feeding into it. The hopper on top is fed into the comparator, and another hopper on top. In this case, it will be fed to outwards nothing, basically. So if there's any junk, it can be fed into the rest, either lava or something. So this is the full system. Now there needs to be items in this hopper right here. So to make the filtration system, we're gonna need to fill up this hopper with items so that any other item won't be able to go into the chest. Now this is the last chest, and I'm gonna order these by color. So the last color is gonna be pink. So first thing we're gonna do is place, technically we just need 6. 6 pink wool. And as you can see, when we place an item, it will start giving a redstone output. Now it will give a strength of 1. Any one item, if I remove it all, no strength. If I just put in one item, it will give a strength output of 1. So we're gonna need to place 6 items here. Now, we're also gonna place 4 signs. Now in this case, I'm gonna place signs because in the storage system there aren't gonna be any jungle signs. And as you can see, the redstone output is still at a strength of 1. So basically what this means is when the hopper begins to fill up, it will give a stronger signal output. There's 5 stacks of items that can be in here, and it can go up to a strength of 15. So to put it at a strength of 2, we're gonna need basically less than 2 stacks of items for it to give a strength output of 2. And in this case, it's about 22 items. Now, it's 22 items if it were a normal stack. However, signs are a stack of 16. So 5 stacks of signs will still give a strength output of 15. So in this case, 4 jungle signs will give more power than 4 stackable 64 items. So 4 jungle signs and 6 pink wool would give the equivalent of 22 items. And when we place the 7th item, you see that? It went down into this chest. So that pink wool was the 23rd item. Now how it works is when the 23rd item is placed, it will give a signal strength of 2. So this redstone power is on, which will power this repeater, which will turn off this torch. Now when this torch is turned off, this hopper is unlocked. Currently the hopper is locked because the redstone torch is under it. But now that 23 items would have been placed, the torch is turned off and the items can go into the chest. Once all of the items are inputted to the chest and this goes back to 22, the power will go back to 1, the repeater will turn off, the redstone torch will turn on again, and it will lock the whole system, so no more items will pass through. That is basically how the system works. Now we're gonna need to do this 16 more times, which is extremely fun. Now, as you can see, the redstone is co-joined in this scenario, which will not be a problem, and I will explain why. So this will give a strength output of 2, which means it will power this redstone piece, this redstone wire, and this redstone wire as well. But this one is already powered because there's the item feeding through it, like this one. See how this is powered? This would be powered just like it. So with a strength of 2, it will only power this redstone. It will not power this. There won't be enough speed for this to fill up more than 44 items to power this redstone. If that were the case, there would be a massive problem, but it's not the case because all of this has a consistent flow. This flow isn't faster than this flow, so it will remain at a constant 23 items. So only this redstone piece will be powered. This will never be powered unless a item needs to go in this module right here. So even though they're connected, all of them are isolated, which is amazing. Nice. So that is the automatic storage filtration system done. Now, next up would be to make the actual sheep farm. So the rail system is going to be 1 block above the whole hopper system so that none of the hoppers get locked. So I'm actually gonna make a whole line like so. So in 1 row will fit 24 sheep. Now I need 64 sheep. So this is where the hopper minecart will go. There will be 2 hopper minecarts as I have in my inventory right here. And one will be on this track, one will be on this track. These are going to be 2 giant circles, basically. At least I hope so. So before we get to that, let's start with the first module of the sheep farm. A grass block here, This is where the sheep is gonna be. Grass block right next to it. And the grass block here. This is where I can place the glass. Okay, we're gonna need an observer. We're gonna put an observer facing there, a block, and a dispenser facing this way. I sound a lot less energetic right now because I need to focus a bit. And a piece of redstone in here. Now I can place glass here, piece of glass here, and a glass here. That's the whole module. And the sheep goes in here. Now we're gonna have to repeat this all the way to that direction over there. Except they need to be zigzagged. So this one will actually be like this. The sheep will stay in here so that the sheep don't travel from one block to another. Something like that. And we're going to place observers like so. We'll place stone and redstone bits all throughout this portion over here. Now we can place the dispensers on top of the observers. And last but not least, we need to place all of the glass. There we go. Don't want to fall in there because I will end up getting stuck. And that is the first module. Well, the first set of modules. This is 24 modules right here. Now we need to do this again on the other side. Hi.
Don't do that to me.
You think you can sneak into my base without me noticing.
Oh. I was never here. You saw nothing.
Sure. Goodbye. What's up, homie? Is there
He doesn't see anything.
Is there something you want?
He can't see me.
Clearly I can.
Just make the long way around. Oh! Oh no! Okay,
Hi.
this is a bust. I'm doing this when you're off. This is ridiculous. You know, that makes it a lot less effective if you just follow me.
I know. That's the point. Goodbye. There we go. That's the second module done. And I have no way of accessing my stairs. I did not think that through. So I just make this a passageway to go in here. Whew. Now we just need the last one. And those are all of the modules done. That's amazing. That is beautiful. Wow. The painful part is gonna get the sheep in here. All of this power process is painful. I'm not used to making redstone, jeez. Okay, so that is done. Next would be, ouch, the rail system underneath. So this is gonna take a bit of a different route than I expected, because it's gonna need to make an S shape. Okay, so it will start from there. It will snake in here, then it will go to here, and it will go under here. Something like that. I probably should have made the rails first. But oh well, this is why I learn as I go. No. There we go. And those are the rails done. Now we just need to put in 3 shears in every dispenser. So we're gonna place in 3 shears in each dispenser, like so. And that's the last one. I made the perfect amount of shears that I needed. Amazing, absolutely amazing. So now, actually the last thing we need to do is grab these sheep and put them in these individual cells. I don't feel like it. This is gonna take such a long time, this is gonna take so much patience. And honestly, I think this would be best suited in the form of a time lapse. So, without further ado, let's go to more pain, but in the form of a time lapse, so there's music, so it actually sounds cool now. Yay! This is the last sheep. This took forever. I think this took over like 2 or 3 hours to do. I need to... No! You did not just do that. Come on, dude. You're the last sheep. Stop giving me trouble. Okay, there we go. Come on. There we go. Thank you. Oh. 64 sheep, all in the sheep farm. This is big. This is a lot. This is a lot of sheep. And in the meantime, we can check the yield, because while I've been transporting the sheep, I've been hearing the shears go off and off. It was like you can hear them constantly going off. A stack and a half of white wool, stack and a half of grey wool. Wow! And they keep decreasing over time because they're more recent, of course. This is amazing. This is beautiful. I love this. I'll include some actual professional lighting because this is a bit dull. And I'll add windows as well. But for now, that's gonna be it for this episode. This was quite tiring. This took a lot of work. This was me playing with redstone for the first time. Well, it's not the first time I've used redstone, but it's the first time that I've made an industrial farm like this using redstone. So this is my first time. This was definitely very interesting, a very nice learning experience to know how the filtration system works. Hopefully you guys could understand it too from my crappy explanations. But that's gonna be it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed watching as much as I had making it. And I will see you all in the next episode, where hopefully we will start mapping out some new roads, some new blocks, and potential for new farms. But until next time, I'll see you later in the next episode. Goodbye!